Alright, well, we're at it again, guys. We're making dog food. This time I got a large bag of carrots. And since we're adding a couple of more ingredients to the dog food, I've decided I'm going to have to separate it out. So I'm trying to clean all the vegetables ahead of time. Then I'll separate it out into portions. And I'm also going to separate out because after tasting the results of the stuff I made for the dogs, I decided, okay, I'm going to throw this together and make a soup for us as well. It's going to have a lot more nutrients and vitamins. It's going to have a lot more vegetables and good stuff, and we can preserve it too. So with Christmas coming up, you know, we got bones that are going to be left over and meat, so we'll be able to toss together a good homemade soup for ourselves while the dogs have their dog food, homemade dog food. So here's what I got so far. I've got the sink. Now it looks dirty because I just got done soaking all of these carrots. This is an entire big bag of carrots. And then I scrubbed them with the knuckle brush. And now I'm soaking the broccoli in the same soak. But remember, I use a organic cleaner that's good for everything, and so all of our produce gets cleaned anyways. And since I didn't grow enough this year, we've had to revert back to the store for some stuff. So this is how we're doing it. We're soaking it all, making sure that we get any germs, parasites, things that might have been sprayed on them at the store, or people handling them, any germs and stuff like that, or what have you. We soak it all up, then we'll scrub it and clean it. Then I'll rinse it all, and then I'll separate it into portions. See how many different portions we have here. Looks like I should be able to get probably 3, if not 4, big crock pot pans done. Probably 2 or 3 for the dogs, and then the last one will be for us. So the bag of carrots I got was a 5-pound bag of carrots. We've already done that. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heads or florets of broccoli. So I'm letting them soak, and then I'm swishing that water in there in between all of their, you know, I'll go through and I'll swish each one, make sure it gets thoroughly soaked and rinsed in the soapy water, which is our homemade concoction. But we'll make sure that all of this is nice and soaked. And I don't throw away the leaves, and I don't get rid of the stalks either. I use it all. So we're going to use all of that. I also got a really good deal on beets. Where'd I just put my bowl? So this time we kept the beet greens because they were pretty decent. And I got 4 great big beets. So down here, those are the greens. I have not chopped them up. I'm going to put them in the dicer. And here's our chopped up beets, just soaking in some cold water. And that's so that they don't get dried out or anything. And every once in a while I'm prepping all the other stuff, I just come through here and kind of shake the bowl around so that I'm making sure everything is soaked in the water. I don't want it saturated because then I'm going to have way too much water, and we don't want water, but we want all the nutrients. So that's what we're doing. And then when I separate this out and start prepping it to put it in the crock pot, which won't be until tomorrow, because I just got the 2 beef bones and the 8 chicken legs cooked on low for 24 hours. We just got that finished. I'm letting it cool now. Once it cools, I'll stick it outside And I don't remember exactly what the temperature is going to be tonight, but it's going to be cold enough that it'll cool completely and the fat will rise to the top. So then in the morning I can skim the fat off and be able to preserve that for cooking, or just get rid of it because you don't want to feed the dogs a bunch of fat. And I mean, we can use it to cook with. It's not going to hurt us none. And it'll actually give us more flavor to our food. But you don't want to give that to your dogs. You want to try and keep the fat as low as possible for the content for your dogs. Your dogs don't need to contain and consume all of that. It's not good for them. I mean, it's really just not good for them. We can cook with it and it's going to give us more flavor, and it's good for us, but our digestive system is different from a dog's. So I just figured I'd go ahead and give you a brief update on how I'm doing the dog food this time. This is the second go round of the dog food, and we're what, 5 or 6 days before Christmas. So I have just enough time to get a batch done and start freezing it and start on a second batch before Christmas. So, and Ben did just get me a smaller crock pot. I told him the other day, I said, you know, this would be a lot easier if I had a couple crock pots. I can be cooking the bones in one, I can be cooking some of the vegetables in the other, mix them all together, or I can start on some more bones or something. So he did get me a smaller crock pot. This is a, I think he said 7 quart. Hang on. Oh, get down here. I gotta turn it here. Let me show you. This is what it is. It's a smaller one. We're not picky about brands. This one we got at Walmart, big box store. Oh, yep, here it is. Okay. 7 quarts. 9 people. Well, we don't care about people. We're worried about how much I can get made and how I can get the process shortened down if I'm cooking more than one thing at a time. So, that's exactly what we're going to do. I'll be able to start cooking up a second portion of the vegetables while I'm cooking up the mixed in blended dog food. Once I get some of those portions of vegetables done, then I can go ahead and pull the bone broth out, toss some of that in with the big crock pot, and continue cooking it until it's finished, or just mix it up and blend it in the big crock pot and keep it warm till I get it all froze. So that's where we're at, but I figured, okay, I told you the next time I did this, I'd go ahead and do a video again and share with you the process, what I'm changing, what I might be tweaking. This time we don't have celery, but I do have, where's my little guy at? I do have this little chunk of ginger, so this time I am going to remember to put the ginger in. And I'm going to use this little cheese grater thing to grate the ginger. So that way I can separate it evenly too, because I don't want too much ginger in one batch. And then I was able to go to one of our markets and talk to them. And this is grass-fed beef kidney. So we're going to put, not all of this, I'm going to portion this out too. I think I can get probably 4, maybe 6 or 8 portions out of this one kidney. And then I do have the chicken livers from the last batch, so I'll separate that out and put that in, put that with the kidney in these different batches, and that way the girls actually have some meat along with their vegetables and not just the bone broth, the chicken cartilage, and the marrow. So we'll see how that goes, but first we have to get this bone broth and marrow cooled off enough that I can pick the pot up with some pot holders, stick it outside for the night so it can get cold and solidify. And it doesn't really get that solidified, but I'll be able to scrape off the grease or the fat, and then we'll go from there, because that's when I add some of the vegetables, or most all of the vegetables, as I'm doing it, as I'm prepping them. But now that I've got this gizmo, and I got no space in the refrigerator because we just went shopping for Christmas dinner, so we're prepping all of these vegetables and getting it all ready, and then I can air seal the portions. You know, I can put them all together. This is one batch, and air seal it in a bag. If I have to, I can freeze it until I'm ready for it, if it takes too long. Otherwise, I might be able to stick it in the fridge. I don't know. It'll be, most of it will be diced up, because I'm going to dice it. Except for the kidney, I'll actually chop that into smaller pieces, almost like I'll cube that. And then I'll go ahead and chop up the chicken livers pretty much in cubes as well. So they'll have chunks of meat, and that'll cook in with the vegetables. So I'm going to cut it by hand, separate it into portions, and then cook it with the vegetables. So that way they get all the goodness. But like I said, I just figured I'd let you know this is what I'm doing. So this will be dog food part 2, or how to make dog food second go around or something. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But that's what we're doing. I still have green beans in the refrigerator. I have we got the beets, we got the broccoli, we got the carrots, we got the kidney, the ginger, the chicken liver. Oh, we have spinach this time. Organic baby spinach. And then I have a thing of green beans. We're going to put this bag. Let's see how this is. I'm going to separate these. These are cranberries. And separate the cranberries into portions and add some cranberries. And then I have one pumpkin left down here. And I'm going to go ahead and peel that. And I guess all you have to do is, I'm going to cut it in half, take all the insides out. I'll preserve them and bake them, so the girls can have those as snacks, because the pumpkin seeds deworm animals, and that's why we feed them to the dogs. It's also good for them. So we'll go ahead and take all the insides out of the pumpkins, and then I will chop them. I'm going to dice them in the end, but I have to chop them up and chop the skins off. So almost like fillet the skin off, because I'm not baking it this time. I'm going to put it in small, I'm going to dice it up into small cubes like I do everything else, and I'll throw that in with the rest of the vegetables and everything, and that will be their dog food for the next couple of weeks, as long as it lasts. So that's just an update real quick. So I figured that would be something interesting for you guys to check out, watch how I'm changing the recipe, or what I'm adding or what I'm not adding, and go from there. So I hope this was interesting. Make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Remember that you are someone, you do matter. I love you, and I will see you on the next video. Until then, ciao now.